Skeem Saam. This is gonna be a recap of what happened last week. So before we come into the new week of Skeem Saam, so a lot of characters were shown last week's Skeem Saam. I really enjoyed seeing all these characters come to life and their storylines as well coming to life. You know, they're not only focusing on one character or just one storyline. It was more of like maybe three storylines in one different, in more than one character. So let's start with the fact that Lhasa and Peter are now back on our screens. I've been waiting for this to happen. After this whole saga of Lhasa being stabbed by Crazy, after a while, the storyline did drag a bit, but I'm glad that they toned it down and showed us other characters. So it's nice to have them back on our screens. I feel like it was time. It was time to see them grow as a couple and see how further they have been after a while. It's been probably weeks since we saw them, so it was nice to see them just being a couple, being together as a couple. A refined, strong couple that they know where they are now. They're stable, you know, they're moving forward as a couple, regardless of if Crazy is in the picture or not. They have found their rhythm to their relationship, which I think is wonderful. I've been waiting for that to happen for a while now, so it's good to see that they found that rhythm that they needed to be in a good place, which they are now. Even Pretty's family is now coming around to the fact that, yeah, Lhasa is here to stay, kind of thing. They were a bit hesitant at first, but now that they realize that Pretty's actually happy with Lhasa, they they have come around a little bit, especially Toko and Zamu. They have now accepted it a bit, but the mom is still, she's still finding it difficult to fathom that her daughter is still with Lhasa. But I think she might come around. She might come around at some point, but in this moment right now, she's still finding it difficult. And I get it. I understand. As a parent, we tend to take time to really process what our daughters, our sons, our children have done. If they disobey us, we tend to hold a grudge for a while. So I think Mantle is still there. She's still hurt. So I get why she's hesitant to accept it. But I think now that Zamu and Togo realize that this relationship is actually going somewhere, it's not a phase that Preeti has been going through. They've slowly come around, which is nice to see. I feel like Preeti needed that support. So it's nice to see that they finally are giving her that support that she needs. That love, that acceptance of this relationship. It's going to take some time for them to really accept Lhasa into this world, but I think they're slowly getting there. They're slowly getting there, which is nice. What else? Now let's talk about Jokobeth. Jokobeth is, you know, she's finding it difficult to face that Alfred is now the principal. I mean, she's doing her best to really accept it. It's difficult for her because she's been a principal for 30 years and some change. So it's going to be a difficult adjustment on her part, to accept that she's no more that person who was on a highest status, which I think for her, it's really difficult. Like, she's facing the fact that I'm just a mere teacher now. I'm not like the principal, but she's doing her level best to really do her job as a CPG teacher, which I think she's come around to. She's just there to make sure her pension comes through after a whole year. She's just there for one reason, in which then that's for her pension to come through. You know, she's not there because she has to. She wants to be. She's there because she has to be there. You know, and it's difficult that she has to face Alfred every single day, a man who has made her life just a pain in the butt, you know. But she's handling it quite well now, but it was really difficult for her to really accept it in the beginning, which I totally understand. Um, Speaking of Alfred, Alfred is enjoying his new position as the principal, but he's now realizing that it's coming with a lot of um, difficulties of being a school principal. I think he thought that it was going to be easy, that just because he has this power, he can just use it whenever he wants. But now he's realizing that it's more than that. He has to really look after the teachers and also the students, as well as making sure the community actually comes around and supports everyone in that school. You know, he's been there probably what a few weeks now, and he's finding it difficult. He even said it to Manak, and he's like, I don't know how you made this look quite easy, because it's not. It's not simple. It's not easy to be a principal of a whole school. It's difficult. And Jogabeth overheard him say that. You see, she was literally laughing at the fact that, oh, so you thought that being a principal is just an easy thing to do. It's not. You need to put a lot of hard work, blood, sweat, and tears into becoming one of the best principals of Turf High. It's not just as easy as that. You need to really put a lot of work into it. And I think now that he's realized that, he wants everyone to help him. You fought for that seat for the longest time. Now that you've got it, it's difficult. It's difficult. You made sure you got that seat. Now work for it and work for that job because you wanted it. You wanted it, now you got it. It comes with its own difficulties. So face them by yourself. Do not ask other people to do your job because you wanted this title, but you don't want the work for it. You don't want the work that comes with it. It never happens that way. No. I did touch on Kwezi, but Kwezi went back home to her village. You know, she went back home to visit her uncles and her aunts. You know, she's regrouping after this whole mess of stabbing Lhasa. You know, she's really trying to figure out what to do next, because every plan that she tried to do didn't come to pass. So it's like, okay, now I need to run away and regroup and figure out what to do next, because Lhasa wants nothing to do with this woman except that child she's carrying. He does not give a crap about her. All he cares about is that child, and he's gonna do everything in his power to really take care of that child, which I respect totally. But he does not care about Kwezi like that. No, you know, Kwezi is trying so hard to make Lhasa pay the lobola that he does not want to. But in the same breath, I think he's gonna be forced to pay the lobola, you know, and also the damages if he's not gonna get married to Crazy. I don't know what he's gonna do next. I honestly don't know what his plan is, but all that I know is that he's gonna pay for that child, pay the damages. I'm not sure about the lobola though, so we'll see how things go in terms of that. Um, Now, Preeti has also come around about becoming the stepmother of this child. You know, I think this happened on Friday's episode. The way she came around, like the way she handled when Pamela asked her, "Do you want to? Are you willing to become a stepmom to the Hass's child?" Like her answer was so grown up, like for her age. I was surprised. She was like, "Do you know what? Whatever, whatever that is gonna come, I'm okay with that. What belongs to Hassa is now mine." Meaning that she's willing and she's ready to take care of this kid. And you could have seen the smile on Lahasa when she said that. Like, he was like, "Oh my god, this girl is the right person for me. Like, this woman, now I know why I'm in love with her, because she knows me." You know, I now see why Lahasa really loves Preacher the way he does. You know, she knows how to take control of issues that are out of her control. Do you know what I mean? She can fight through tough times, and she came out the other side. Now, I'm happy about where they are as a couple. So for her to really say, "I'm okay with this. I'm not ready for this. As long as I'm with Lehasa, I'm cool. I don't mind becoming this stepmom." And that was beautiful to see. That was a beautiful scene. Like, you could see the love in Lehasa's eyes when she said those words. That was like, oh yeah, now I see why he's in love with her. You know, let's talk about Katlaho and Candice. Now, for some weird reason, I don't know why it is, but these two, sometimes I forget that they're not a couple anymore. Like, I completely forget, like, they're just business partners, but they were a couple when they got into business. So it's really nice to see these two characters really work through hardship as a couple, but not a romantic couple. Do you know what I mean? So sometimes I get lost in the fact that they do come across as a romantic couple, but they're not. You know, working on this new cookbook with Mappies was a nice thing to see. I feel like we haven't seen Katlaho and Candice in that element as chefs. So it's nice to see them coming back to where they were, how they grew up as teenagers, as chefs, you know, going back to their roots as chefs. And that's what they went to school for. So it's really nice to see these two characters come back to where they belong, which is being chefs, not just only business partners or only all about the money and the restaurant that they are running. It was nice to see them go back to their roots of being chefs, you know, in the kitchen, getting their hands dirty and creating art through food, you know. And it's nice to see that they're actually thinking about working with Mappies. And Mappies is overwhelmed. Speaking of which, she is so overwhelmed with this whole cookbook. She's lost. She's in over her head. She has so much on her plate. She bit more than she could chew. I honestly hope she finds a rhythm to whatever she needs in her life, because right now it's messy. It's hella messy. Her life is a mess. From her editor being a pain in her butt to getting a warning and trying to figure out how to create this book and publish it. It's like she has too much in her plate. But I think in terms of the cookbook, it's nice to see Candice and Ketlero be in that element of being chefs, you know. And I wish there's like something inside me just wished that they can go back to where they were as a romantic couple, because sometimes I see glimpses of them really reconnecting on a level that I can see it becoming more than just business partners. Do you know what I mean? I catch glimpses of scenes and connections where they were before when they were younger. You know, they'll become a bit playful here and there. I'm like, oh, look at that connection. If only they can go back to being a romantic couple. Because Galo also touched on the fact that him and Candice are like peas in a pod. They are so connected. They're like this. They're connected. So if you're gonna ask for them to be in a business deal, they come as a duo. Okay, the whole package is her and him. It's not only her or only him. It's Gatlao and Candice. They come as a package, as a duo. So it's really nice to see them really have that dynamic between them. I really enjoyed seeing them together. I really hope they'll go back to being girlfriend and boyfriend. I don't know. Maybe Candice is in a relationship. I don't know, but I don't care about that. I just loved to see them, being in that element as being chefs and being connected the way they were in the kitchen, getting their hands dirty and just being in that moment. Seeing them being in that moment where they used to be as younger adults, it was really nice to see. But anyway, let me know what you thought about last week's episodes of Skeem Saam. This was just a recap of what I saw, and I really enjoyed it. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Don't forget to click on the notification bell to get notified when I post a new video. Peace. I'm out.